Hi, it's Oplin Recruiting here, and in this video, I'll be showing you the top 3 recruitment tools in 2026 that'll fix your hiring problem. After trying and testing through hundreds of different recruitment tools in the last few years, I can confidently say that these 3 tools will put you ahead of 98% of practices out there. These tools won't just streamline your hiring process and bring in more applicants for your practice, but they're also going to offload hours of your time that was spent in the hiring process so you can get your time back and spend it on what you love most. Now, if you're wondering who I am though, my name is Oliver Martin. I'm a recruiter who helps practice owners hire PTs, OTs, and SLPs. And my number one goal with this channel is to make hiring my number one serve, as well as bringing you real human-like value that actually works. Now, that is a quick intro. Let's get into today's video. Now, the first tool we're going to be discussing is Test Gorilla. This is a very underrated tool in the industry that I've been using for a long time now. I love it. I think it's amazing. And it essentially automates your screening process. This means when you are assessing different candidates based on different traits, skills, or values that you're looking for in your ideal clinician, this will automate the process for you. You're going to plug and play what it is that you're looking for in your ideal clinician at the beginning, and you're going to put that into Test Gorilla's system, and then they are going to filter out each candidate with automated skills assessment tests where it will remove 99.9% of the bias in the hiring process, so you are objectively moving on candidates that are in objective alignment with what you are actually looking for. So what does this kind of look in theory? Like, we've just discussed what it kind of how it works, but how does it kind of look like in the real world? Well, so I'm going to give you an example. Let's say in your ideal clinician, you want them to be responsible, you want them to be, empathetic, and you want them to be a team player. Well, what you do with Test Gorilla is you put it into the system, so you'll put it into their own skills assessment on there, and they will ask different questions to the candidates, the applicants, judging on these traits, skills, values that you're looking for. So they'll ask scenario-based questions and skills-based questions, skills assessments, where the candidates will answer these questions and they will then filter them automatically, whether they pass or move on or, don't make it to the next stage, right? But Test Gorilla does it all for you. You plug in, you play all what you're looking for into their system, and then they automatically filter and screen through the best candidates and automatically get rid of the worst ones that are not in alignment with what you put in originally. Test Gorilla is awesome. It is the future of recruitment for screening, in my opinion. Some of the tools and gadgets they have on there are really, really awesome. I highly recommend you go and check them out. But yeah, that is the first tool. It is automating your screening process with skill-based assessments to remove 99.9% of the bias in your hiring process. So tool number 2 is Greenhouse, and you may be very familiar with this tool. You may even be using this at your practice as we speak. But Greenhouse has been in the industry for a little while now, and it is very, very, very cool. And I'm going to show you exactly why. So Greenhouse has many different features. This includes automated job posting, where you can post multiple job ads to multiple job boards with just one click. It will store, organize, and track every candidate through each stage of the hiring process with its applicant tracking system, as well as collecting and managing resumes from potential candidates and prospects, all in one database, as well as interview scheduling, scorecards, and feedback. So this is for candidate scoring, with email communication and automated emails for invitations, follow-ups, rejections, and offer letters, as well as integrations. So this will integrate with your LinkedIn, your Indeed, Glassdoor, and all the job board, all the hiring related systems, softwares that you are using, right? So Greenhouse is amazing. I highly recommend you use it. I definitely recommend you give it a try. It automates basically every part of the hiring process for you. So as I said, it posts different job ads for you on multiple job boards at once. It handles all the interviewing, the automated communication, as well as leaving all your potential candidates that didn't work out in a nice automated database where you have their resumes, their information on file, just in case you need to call them up. You can log into Greenhouse, you can log into the database, and you can find them. So you can nurture them, you can add them to email lists, and just just increase your chance, build your network, increase your odds of hiring in the future. And yeah, Greenhouse is amazing. Greenhouse supports current hiring needs as well as proactive efforts, right? So I highly recommend Greenhouse. I would definitely go and check it out because it does a lot of different stuff for you. I mean, even if you don't want an all-in-one tool, because sometimes they may not prioritize specific stages compared to others, I would recommend using this for specific stages in your hiring process if you're trying to offload those hours on, spent on repetitive work like the scheduling, the reminders, the invitations, the rejections, all that jazz. Go and check out Greenhouse. It is amazing. Now, last but not least, the third tool we'll be discussing is Zoho Recruit. Now, in my opinion, this is the best tool on our list today in 2026 that I've personally found after hundreds of different testing and use of different recruitment tools in the past over the last few years. In my opinion, this is the best tool for streamlining your hiring process by delegating and removing your time spent inside of it, right? This is because Zoho Recruit is a full automation, basically. This fully essentially automates your hiring process. And what do I mean by that? Well, hear this. It has automated applicant tracking systems where it will track each of your candidates from application all the way down to signing the offer letter, as well as built-in CRMs so you can control your candidate relationships with easy, simple passing and searching, as well as client management. So if you have any clients, this would be more for recruitment based, but this works for hiring managers as well as resume storing, automated job posting, automated scheduling, emailing and communication, and tons of new futuristic AI features that continue to evolve as Zoho Recruit keeps on going, right? So it does everything. It tracks metrics, it does reports for you, it reports productivity, time to fill, sourcing. It does everything for you. It tracks all your candidates. It tracks all the applicants. It tracks everything. The relationship management, it does it all for you. So Zoho Recruit is amazing, and it really is the best for the communication side of your hiring process. So if you're really looking to offload the stress and you are just sick of it, you can play around with this and see what you can get done with this. See what you can put in the input and see what it can, shoot out for you in a few weeks of work on its own, right? Because this is a completely automated tool. I highly recommend using Zoho Recruit because it is very, very futuristic. It is, I know it's a big buzzword, but very, very AI integrative. Lots of new different tools and gadgets coming in. And the innovation is awesome. So Zoho Recruit, by far the best one for streamlining your hiring process and delegating your time by removing yourself from the hiring process and letting it do it for you. Now for summary and closing remarks. So which tool would I use out of these three for your current hiring situation? Well, of course, I don't recommend using all three. I think you've got to be very smart with your budgeting, your optimization of your time and your utilization of where you're spending your time. So I'd recommend leaving it to maybe one or two max. I would say for Test Gorilla, that is the best one for beginners / intermediate practices out there with a few locations, or single location practices if they're big enough to really just, test things out, see how it goes for you. If you really want to remove that bias and make your screening and candidate scoring more predictable with the scenario-based questions and skills assessments, I highly recommend Test Gorilla if you're in that situation. Now for Greenhouse, this is a bit different. Greenhouse and Zoho Recruit, I highly recommend this for more advanced, bigger practices out there with maybe, let's say 3+ locations. So we can go 3 to 10, 3 to 20, all the way up there with talent acquisition teams with those kind of companies out there for those clinics. I'd recommend this for bigger corporate / mid-sized clinics that want to really streamline the hiring process, who may have talent acquisition teams or HR to really take advantage of the hiring process. So those are what situations I would recommend using these tools in. As I said, I don't recommend using all three, or maybe just, you could even just use one. That would work as well, but I wouldn't recommend using all three. So that is a summary of today's video. We have discussed the top 3 tools after hundreds of hours of research and testing over the last few years of what I recommend to use for hiring in 2026 for your practice, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. There is a funnel down below. It will be a video VSL of me trying to sell you something, which is going to be me and my team trying to hire for your practice, PTs, OTs, and SLPs in 60 days, or you don't pay. We have a free replacement guarantee in place just in case they leave, but we've never actually had to do that. It's just in place for security purposes, to make you more confident in working with us because of how confident we are in our service, right? It will, we handle the entire process on your behalf, as well as delivering a candidate or a list of pre-vetted candidates with one that will be guaranteed to sign the offer letter in 60 days or you don't pay, right? That is a shameless plug. It is there to essentially, buy back your time, get the revenue you want, grow your clinics to the max you want as a business owner, all that good jazz. But that is a shameless plug. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate you watching today. If you are going to use one of these tools, comment down below and let me know. I'm genuinely curious because these have been very, very useful for my team and just personal use in the past. Some of my clients have used them and it's worked like a charm. So I definitely recommend one of these 3 tools, if not 2 of them, maybe even 3. But I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next one.